Spend a family day with me at the Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World.
Side of Disney World the company doesn't want you to see.
About it, nothing negative can ever happen at Disney. Their PR team is amazing.
The one thing is,
you've probably heard the conspiracy theory that Walt Disney's head was cut off and cryogenically frozen, so
breaking Disney news, the Walt Disney frozen head theory is real.
Disney, one of the most happiest places in the world. Or is it? I'm your favorite Arkansas hillbilly here, Ruby Moonshine, and today we're talking about Disney World. So sit back, relax, grab a beer or some Mickey ears. Because today we are debunking, making fun of, mocking Disney World conspiracy theories, along with some urban legends. You heard me right. We're talking about Disney today. Now, I particularly do not identify as a Disney adult. I'm just an adult that can appreciate some of the art forms of Disney, except for live actions. I don't like any type of live action. Like, I used to love it when I was a kid, but now I see it for what it is, a cash grab.
It's called a hustle, sweetheart.
I think it's because I really love the art of animation. I love animation. My favorite Disney movie of all times is The Hunchback of Notre Dame, just because of how beautiful and artistic and hot Esmeralda is, and also they have some pretty nice drawings. I actually had a Funko Pop of Esmeralda. I just can't find it. And shout out to the guy I have a date with on Thursday. You knew what you were getting yourself into when you read pansexual on my Bumble profile. I'm not sorry. There are some Disney movies that I truly, truly love. For example, The Lion King was one of my first Disney movies I ever watched. So was Snow White. Actually, I think my mom took me to... No, it was Monsters, the Monsters movie. The one where they scare children and it provides electricity, kind of like recycling, but with screaming. Monsters, Inc. I did not just Google that, but it's called Monsters, Inc. Yeah, my mom took me to see that when I was a kid, and it gave me nightmares. And I could not sleep for a week, according to her. I do appreciate it now. Like, I have seen it since then, and I do think it's cute. And also, when I was a kid, it was either PBS or the Disney Channel, sometimes Nickelodeon if my parents were in the room, monitoring. I grew up in a very strict evangelical Christian household. Can't you tell? Two of my favorite Disney Channel shows when I was a kid was Dog with a Blog and... Was it Good Luck Charlie is what it was called? I loved Good Luck Charlie. I thought it was so cute. I also grew up on Zack and Cody. Twinsies. I heard he's also a Norse pagan. The guy who played Zack or Cody, maybe. There's a rumor floating around the community that they are Norse pagan. Twinsies! Excuse me, I go on tangents. I will wrap this up sooner or later. I also have been to Disney World one time when I was 12 or maybe 11. I don't really remember. I do remember I accidentally caught a duck or was trying to pet a duck. Like one of the wild ducks. I don't really have very many memories of my childhood. Trauma! That's a joke. I had a very good childhood. I just don't remember some of it. Okay, everything besides up until I was 13 was a blur. I'm sure if I sit back here and think about it for like a good solid hour, I can remember bits and pieces of my childhood. I just don't want to. But I will say we are planning a trip to Disney next year, so for my mom's retirement. So, yeah. Long story short, I plan on going back next year, and I'm really excited. My mom's retiring, and to celebrate, we're going to go to Disney World. And, I had to get some Mickey ears like a year before. I also picked up a pair for my cousin as well. So yeah, but enough of my tangenting. Let's get into the video. How about it?
Welcome, foolish mortals, to the Haunted Mansion.
I am your host, your ghost host.
Okay, so let's talk about the cult leader. President of the Mormon Church, or the Church of Latter-day Saints, Brigham Young. Brigham Young was the president of the Mormon Church from the year 1847 to the year 1877. So a good 30 years? Until time of death in 1877, Brigham Young ran the Mormon Church. And why am I talking about this? Well, why am I talking about Mormons? I mean, what do Mormons have to do with Disney? I mean, don't Mormons love going to Disney? Isn't that like a Mormon stereotype that Mormons like Disney?
You've heard of Disney adults, but have you ever noticed just how many of them are Mormon?
Well, what if I told you that Brigham Young is haunting the Haunted Mansion? How is this possible, Ruby? He died in Utah. Disney World's in Florida and was built at least a good 100 years after his death. According to urban legend, the white chariot that is outside the Haunted Mansion was used in Brigham Young's funeral to haul the body. Or was it? So the chariot was never actually initially purchased from the Brigham Young family, but a Miami prop collector who primarily specialized in collecting movie props. This man was named Dale Richards, and Richards claimed he bought the chariot initially from a Utah pawn shop, who claimed it was used in Brigham Young's funeral, and even had evidence, aka a letter from the Brigham Young family, suggesting. However, a week before he bought the chariot, the letter and all the evidence proving it was stolen. So yeah, the pawn shop owner claimed that the letter had been stolen a week before he bought it. However, Richards made this so popular of a legend that it was actually included in a cast members magazine by Disney. Like, people love the story, it's not. Now, what if I told you in the middle of the Bay Lake at Disney World, there is an island that is completely abandoned by Disney, along with the remains of a forgotten amusement park called Treasure Island. Hey, it's Editing Ruby 3 months later from filming this video. Yeah, no, I really put it off till last minute. But yeah, it's not Treasure Island. It was called Discovery Island. I have no idea why I've been calling it Treasure Island in this video. It was Discovery Island. The whole other information is correct. It's just, I got the name wrong, and I am so sorry about that. Opening in 1974, Treasure Island was initially supposed to be a nature preserve, primarily for birds and other Florida wildlife. However, when Animal Kingdom opened up in 1998, it lost traction. I mean, Animal Kingdom was easier to get to than Treasure Island, so they eventually just relocated all the animals and completely shut it down. Its last opening day was April 8th, 1999. However, that's not going to stop your local Floridian from going to the island uninvited and just camping out there, looking around, destroying some of the property. You know, Floridians. I mean, you Floridians could also take some shots over here at Arkansas, but you know, y'all have some history. Especially on that Floribama line. The Floribama line is its own entity of hell. It's its own layer. Anyhow, that's not going to stop your local Floridian from taking a nice little hop, skip, and a nice little swim over to the island to camp out, do Odin knows what. I mean, it's an abandoned amusement park. However, this creepy story has been the inspiration behind many of creepypastas, including a very popular one called Abandoned by Disney, which I need to go read, but it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't feel like freaking myself out that bad. But if you feel brave enough, I'll leave a link to it in the description. And a little audio version for you dyslexic people like myself.
The truth about Walt Disney's cryogenically frozen head. A popular belief that's circulated for years is that when Walt Disney passed away...
I'll help you loosen up. I'm gonna freeze your head. Too late. Already did that.
Frozen, my niece's favorite Disney movie. But what if I told you there's literally a conspiracy theory that, and this is a real short one, that Disney made Frozen just to get the heat off their back. There's a conspiracy theory going around the internet that Walt Disney had his head off and frozen so that in the future he can come back to life and see his creation or some, I don't know. Long story short, people think that they created Disney's Frozen. So when you Googled Disney Frozen, the first thing that comes up is Elsa. Not Walt Disney's frozen head, to hide the fact that they froze Walt Disney's head. I cannot make this shit up. Long story short, I believe it's past my bedtime and I need to go hit the sack. So, if you can tolerate my personality and you actually think I'm funny, I doubt if that's true, but if you can tolerate my personality, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.